Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So I want to talk about the Public Service Loan Forgiveness. So this was a program created in 2007 under the College Cost Reduction and Access Act under the Bush administration. The program was meant for people who work as teachers, first responders, social workers, and the goal was to ease the burden of their student loan debt for having them work in the public service. To qualify for the forgiveness, you have to have a direct federal student loan, work for a qualifying public or nonprofit entity for 10 years, while making 120 payments under a qualifying repayment plan. So because of this program, a lot of people took lower paying jobs in the public sector rather than working in the private sector so that they could get their loans forgiven. The first round of people were eligible for the forgiveness in late 2017. And recently, the Education Department released a report that showed that of the 29,000 people who applied for their loans to be forgiven, only 96 people were approved. That's only 0.3%. So clearly, there were a lot of issues with this program because over 99% of the people were shown to be ineligible who should have been. There were so many hoops that the borrowers had to jump through to be able to qualify for the loan forgiveness. There are several articles that go into detail about what different issues people were facing when it came to being able to qualify for the loan forgiveness. And I will link the articles down in the description box below. But I will give an anecdote from somebody who was rejected, and it comes from a CNBC article. And in the article, they explain, Jason Edwards has been a full-time professor at a state university for more than a decade. He recently wrote a book on Bill Clinton's foreign policy rhetoric, and he runs a personal finance blog. In 2006, Edwards graduated from Georgia State University with a doctorate in communications and around $100,000 in student loans. About a year into the repayment of his loans, he switched from the standard 10-year repayment plan to an extended repayment plan, which lowers the borrower's monthly payments but stretches out their repayment timeline. That made sense for him because as a professor just starting his career, his salary was not high. When he learned in 2013 that he was a candidate for public service loan forgiveness, he was ecstatic. His student loans would be paid off within a decade rather than 25 years. But then the bad news came. Even though he had worked in a public service job and held federal loans, the extended repayment plan he enrolled in disqualified him from the relief. It's painful, Edwards, 45, said. He still owes around $50,000 more than a decade after graduating. Edwards soon switched into a qualifying income-driven repayment plan, but the clock on his 10 years to forgiveness was reset. Years of payments had been thrown away. So right now we have all of these Americans who have spent the last decade working for the public who are now not qualified for loan forgiveness for reasons so minute as to being enrolled in the wrong payment program or having the wrong federal loan. And instead of wanting to expand the program and make it more inclusive so that more people who should qualify do qualify for the forgiveness, Trump just wants to get rid of the program altogether. This is a complete slap in the face to tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of Americans who have spent their time working in the public sector, sacrificing pay, and all for the government to say, not only is this program a failure because over 99% of the people who should qualify don't and won't reap the benefits, but now we're just going to get rid of the whole program in general. What a great show of appreciation for all your hard work.